Hi, my name is Abigail Lehman and I'm taking Intro to Education at Salt Lake Community College. This intro lesson is a science lesson for third graders, Standard 2, Objective 2, interaction between living and non-living things. Okay, students, so today we're going to talk about the life cycle of a flower. Does anybody know how flowers start? Yes, Jason, what can you tell me about flowers? You're right, they do start from seeds. So we take a little seed and we plant it into the ground, and what happens after that? Can anybody tell me? Angela, yes. Yes, you're right, it does sprout. It sprouts into a little tiny stem, and from there, it grows and it grows and it gets as tall as it can, and it blooms and it's beautiful. But who can tell me what happens after that? Does anybody know? Well, as it gets a little bit colder into the fall, the sun isn't shining down on this flower anymore, and it starts to wither away, and it starts to fall back into the ground. Does anybody know what happens to it after it withers and falls back into the ground? No? That's okay. That's what we're going to learn about today. So after that flower is done growing and being beautiful for everybody, it returns to the ground, and its journey is not quite done. There, it takes a little bit of time, but it returns that nutrients that it took to grow into the dirt, into the soil. So the next time a flower is there and wants to sprout, it's got a little bit of a head start, a little bit of nutrients and a little bit of fertilization in there. Can anybody tell me why that's a good thing? Because we need nutrients to grow, you're right. Well, today I have brought some garbage from my own kitchen, from my breakfast and from dinner last night, and we're going to look over our garbage today, and you're going to tell me which ones do you think will return nutrients back into the ground? Okay, we're going to take a look. Okay, so here we have a couple different items from my trash. Do you think that this paper is going to go into the ground and provide nutrients? I don't think so. I don't think it's going to disappear. What about these eggshells from my omelet this morning? What do you think? Yes, you do think so? Great. What about my cardboard box from my chicken stock? No, you're right. That's a little too tough for the ground to take. What about my Coca-Cola can? What do you think about that? You're right. There are other things we can do with the Coca-Cola can called recycling. But we're not talking about recycling today. We're talking about composting. So what does that leave us with? A dirty banana peel, some orange peels from my mandarin orange this morning. You're right. These items can all return to the earth. Well, these ones have to be processed before they are able to be beneficial to us again. But these guys right here have an awesome power that we're going to talk about today. So when we have compost, we actually get bigger plants. It provides that nutrients, helps them start to grow big and strong. So today we're going to make some fertile dirt. How cool is that? I know, right? So we're going to start off with a couple different items here. Situated. Okay, so we're going to take our trash and we're going to actually recycle all of these items because we can take those and process them in a plant that makes things new again. Recycling, everybody knows how to recycle, right? Okay, so we have our container, and in this container I am going to put a little bit of dirt. This is just normal dirt from outside. There's nothing special about this dirt. Just normal dirt. All right, now we got a nice little basin here. Oh, Perfect. We have a nice little base. Now, what are we gonna do? We're gonna go ahead and crush up our eggshells, put it right into the dirt. Can you imagine that? You know what this is gonna do? It's gonna put all sorts of good calcium and different things into our dirt. That's gonna be good for plants to grow, especially tomato plants, any kinds of fruits and vegetable plants. Those love the eggshells. All right, perfect. So we've got a nice layer of eggshell in there. We're gonna continue, add another layer of dirt. Now the trick with composting is to put different layers in to let the compost go. Okay, so now we have our compost bin. We've got a layer of dirt, we've got a layer of eggshells, we've got another layer of dirt, we've got a layer of grass. We're keeping a variety in there, you know, so we can provide all sorts of different nutrients for our future plants. All right, now I'm gonna add my banana peel. Just right down in there, it doesn't have to be anything special. All right, banana peel, more dirt. See, got a nice layers in there. You can see the banana peel, we can see the grass, we can see the eggshells. All right, and for the last little bit of stuff for my kitchen, we have some orange peels. Now, this is a process that takes time. It's not going to happen overnight. Nothing happens overnight. Nothing good anyway. We put down our dirt, a little bit more dirt, oh, and then a little bit more of my grass. This is just grass trimmings from mowing my front yard, and that can also provide good nutrients for our future plants. Okay. And continue with another layer of dirt. All right. That looks like a pretty good compost jar to me. Perfect. All right, there we go. So from here, rinse off. And add just a little touch of water into our jar just to kind of help keep the moisture and the bacteria in there working away, breaking down our garbage, our waste, into nutrients. Perfect. So it looks like a good amount of water in there. Everything looks like it's nice and wet. All right, and then you know what we're gonna do with this? We're gonna leave it in the sun. I'm gonna show you. Right here, next to our other plants. We're just gonna leave that there and let it do its thing. Let nature take over and do what nature does. All right, class, gather around. We're gonna take a look at our compost jar. It's been a couple of weeks since we last looked at it. Let's see if we can spot anything that's different. Jaden, yes, you're right. It does look like the banana peel is gone, huh? It looks like it broke down, and now we can't really see it in there anymore. Tell me something else. You're right, it does look just a little bit darker than it did at the beginning. Because there's more nutrients in there. It's more different kinds of things that are growing and living in there. So it honestly looks awesome. Let's check back in another couple of weeks. All right, class, it is our final day to look at our compost. And tell me, what can you see? Yes, Allison? You're totally right. There's a couple eggshells still in there, but overall, all of our layers have disappeared. That's because they have decomposed. They have broken down back into their original state and given this dirt more life. And now when I want to plant a flower in here, it'll grow bigger and stronger and prettier because it has all that extra nutrients and that extra bit of life in there. And that's the beauty of composting. You can do this at home with all of your kitchen scraps, anything from broccoli stems to rotten spinach leaves to bell peppers, whatever you have, whatever scraps, onion peels. You just keep them all together, layer them up, and wait. It's that easy. And then come spring, you have beautiful, happy soil that's going to help your plants grow.